Parents. I'm calling all parents to this video right now. Whether you're a current parent of a child or teen, or you're a future parent, this video requires your presence for these remaining few minutes. Because today, I'm going to discuss something very, very important. It is a topic that has grown in severity and frequency and could pose a threat to your child's safety and protection. And this topic that I'm talking about is the dangers of social media pertaining to online predators. Yuck. So to begin, let's consider a few facts. So there are at least 500,000 internet predators actively pursuing children through multiple online platforms and profiles at any given time. Additionally, online solicitation is the most common form of sex offense against children on the internet. Also, there is an estimated 5 million predators on the internet. Isn't that crazy? And along with that, 75% of kids who are sexually solicited online did not tell their parents about it. But don't worry, parents, we're going to get down to the bottom of this. Also, 14% of children have met their predators in person, while 75% have done so more than once. Also, sex offender statistics show that 85% of online predators are hands-on abusers of children. We don't like that. And the last fact that I'd like to mention is internet sexual predators normally fall between the age range of 18 up until around 55. So let's keep that in mind. But with these facts being said, in response to this growing issue, together, let's create a safety plan of protection and prevention for our families. I will give out 5 main steps, and you can take it further as you'd like. I should note that I have incorporated some research in this plan, and will be providing the links to this research in the description below, as well as some other helpful links. So with that being said, let's begin. In short, there are 4 things we can do as parents, and of course we can only do so much, but these 4 things are inform, advise, correct, and help. This is why our first best step for our plan of protection and prevention that we're creating for our children would be to talk about it, or openly talk to your children about the existence and risks of online predators. Warn them, advise them, give them any information that they might need to identify scenarios involving online predators to prevent themselves from experiencing these scenarios. So this information could revolve around the following as examples. Let your child know that not everyone is who they say they are. They might be a different age, a different gender, a whole different person. So let's not be too open and trusting. Also, teach your children to not accept just any friend requests or to request the friendship of strangers. Okay, so let's preach about stranger danger. If someone is being too flattering or nice, this could be an issue as well, because flattering a child is how predators try to create a relationship. Scary. Also, on a quick note, I should note that for teens, I know there is this importance of being known and being popular. So as parents, let's acknowledge this. Okay, we're going to need to be more firm and emphasize the risks of certain actions from our teens a bit more, as teens tend to become more involved in flirting, sexting, and engaging in more risky behaviors like that. And those behaviors can have consequences. But anyway, let's get back to it. Next, have your child establish boundaries. If someone is trying to get too personal or brings up uncomfortable topics, it's time to get out of there. No personal questions about sex or gender, no sharing of explicit material and information, no threats or questionable requests. Parents, we will be having none of that for our children, right? And moving forward, and on a similar topic, emphasize the importance of not giving out too much personal information. And I know this one is definitely an obvious one, because parents, just as you wouldn't share your social security number with others for security purposes, this topic is similar in regards to our children's activities online. This personal information could be a home address, where they go to school, their full name, contact information, or anything similar. These are a no-no to share. Another obvious one, teach your child to not arrange a meeting with a stranger online. As you're aware, this is extremely dangerous and should be heavily avoided. Let's do one more. Advise your child to not use any suggestive screen names or profile pictures for their online accounts, as those could warrant some unwanted and harmful attention. All right, so step 2 is privacy. So at your child's age, they might push for privacy, and as parents, we can definitely respect that to some extent. But still, in my opinion, and as research shows, your child's online activities should still be monitored and supervised. And the best way this can be accomplished is by utilizing parental control apps, because there are plenty. These apps can limit apps that your child has access to, can limit your child's screen time. You'll be able to supervise a lot more, even when you're not around. The app kind of takes care of everything for you. So please take a look into that. But to still accomplish monitoring and supervising, we can also use the old school method, which is to pick up their phone and look through it. And I know there is backlash here, and at the same time, it is less effective, but still, somewhat effective. I do note this backlash because parents might have a fear that if they do not provide the privacy that their child requests, children might not feel that they can trust their parents as much. And at the same time, some children might feel that their parent doesn't trust them enough if parents are constantly supervising their activities, especially with using the old school method. So for that, here is a proposed solution, because I got you covered. If we do provide the right information, like some of the information that I mentioned earlier, and we assure our children why it is important for us to do our part in protecting them, this misunderstanding can be overcome. So with this issue of trusting parents versus a child's privacy, to, I guess, word this bluntly to a parent, let me ask you this question. Would you rather risk losing some of your child's trust or your child? And of course, I think the answer would be you would rather risk losing just a bit of trust so that we can make sure that our children are safe. But let's go ahead and move on to step 3. So parents, when supervising your child's online activities, educate yourselves of the warning signs of child grooming so that you know what to look for. I did attach a helpful link to a TikTok about these warning signs in the description below, so please go ahead and check that out. Moving along, we have step 4, and on the topic of trust, we have open communication. So I know that it's going to be important to let your child know that they can trust you with tough and scary subjects. That way, if something does come up that endangers, harms, or scares your child, that they know they can come to you. For example, say your child is being threatened by an online predator to share explicit material or information. The quickest way to step in and to prevent this further is if your child speaks up. Most likely, the person that they will speak to is their parent. So again, emphasize this open communication without judgment and anger, so that your child can come to you with trust and hope for your help and guidance. So parents, it might be hard, but let's get upset later. And if anything, provide some punishment if you choose, but later, okay? Because first, we're going to address this issue at hand while your child is safe, because that's what's important. Last but not least, we have step 5, our last step, or the last step of this plan that I am beginning for you is, as you can see, it pertains to a correctional means. So, if your child has engaged in risky behaviors online or has encountered an online predator, we need to question why these events took place, right? So as parents, did we provide enough information? Did we emphasize open communication between ourselves and our child? Did we supervise enough? And what went wrong? Like, what could have been done better? And once we have these questions and other questions alike answered, we can then go back and fill in the parts we missed initially to prevent further experiences of encountering online predators again. With that last step being said, this concludes the safety plan of protection and prevention. So please add on to it, incorporate it in your own ways, and anything and everything else like that. If there's anything that I missed, please comment that down in the comments below so that we can continue to build our plan for our families. And if this video was helpful or informational, educational, anything like that, please go ahead and give it a like. I'm not going to ask for a follow. That's okay. Just a like. A like is good. But thank you for listening. And of course, stay safe.